What's going on, people? Welcome to another video. Codename loveone, Nick Reflex. So I'm listening to this guy on a podcast. Okay, these people are telling you, well, they're what do I say? They are imparting wisdom on you. Okay. This guy on the left here is called Grandmaster Wolf. Okay, and he spent 18 years on and off in Buddhist monasteries. He's a master at kung fu, meditation, all this kind of stuff, right? Has read and studied Tibetan Buddhism. And this guy on the right is supposedly awake. Now, let's listen to them talking, okay? So this guy on the left is about to tell you that he eats rotting dead animals. And he calls himself enlightened, yeah? Well, I don't know if he does call himself enlightened. He's certainly coming across as if, well, he calls himself Grandmaster Wolf. Sounds like a fucking wolf in sheep's clothing. Big red flags here. So not only does this guy eat rotting dead animals in his diet, rotting flesh of animals, yeah, a murderer, he also is about to tell you, imagine you're sitting on the moon watching the Earth spinning in space. Right, so red flag, mate. First of all, if you're enlightened, you would know you can't sit on the fucking moon. Secondly, there's no spinning Earth. So what the fuck is this guy talking about? So this guy on the right is also about to tell you, yes, I mostly eat raw, rotting meat. Dead animals. I'm so enlightened. Wow. These people, I mean, make your own mind up. Let's listen to him talk.
What is it now? Did you say it's 7:40 now, and I haven't had breakfast yet. It's 7:40 p.m. I have one meal a day, and that is always what I need. So there will be protein, vegetables. There'll be high density nutrition, but that's it. But in that, it's not a meagerly little bowl. I'll spend 2 hours eating, depending on how much training I've done.
Do you eat meat with it?
Yes.
Okay.
I eat proteins. That comes from the Taoist side of things.
Right.
As a Taoist, did you want me to explain that?
You could. I mean, I usually eat once a day too, and it's all raw meat, but that's for another video. So go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay. As a Taoist, you take your cues from nature always, and one of the visuals you have as a Taoist is if you were to sit on the moon and watch the Earth as a living entity rotating in space before you, and if you take one day of watching the Earth and time lapse that, so 1,000 years goes by each day. So now it's moving very fast. You will watch that Earth, and like boiling water, forms come off the Earth, whales and people and trees and animals and birds, and then the Earth eats all of those. This is basically Kali eating her children. So nature, the Earth, gives birth to everything we can see, and then it eats them. Gives birth to more things, and then it eats them. You go and sleep, or you go and lay under a tree long enough, it will eat you. Everything eats everything. Nature constantly consumes itself in order to rebirth itself. Every second of every day, it's what it's doing. It eats everything that it gives birth to. So as a Taoist, you would follow that. So you have no beliefs about your food. You have no qualms about your food. You know what you need, and you eat what you need, and you only eat what you need when you need it. But to follow nature, nature is omnivorous.
I agree with you.
If you are a vegetarian, you have a belief. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to understand that if you're a vegetarian, you have a belief system. If you are vegan, you have a belief system. If you have any rules about your eating other than don't be a greedy bastard, you have a belief system. And as a Taoist monk on the road to uncovering truth, belief is your worst enemy.
Yeah. Yep. I read there's a book by Daniel Reed, The Tao of Health, Sex, and Longevity, classic book from, I believe it was written as far back as the 80s. And I reread that book over and over, parts of that book. There's so many great chapters. I wanted to ask you this question. Is it possible, now this is from another viewer, is it possible to join such monasteries as you talked about in your later years, like your 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe even beyond?
So there we go, guys. There we go. A so-called enlightened practitioner, Taoist, a man of wisdom, telling you that you should murder animals and slaughter them and cut their throats and create suffering, because otherwise you still have a belief, and that's your worst enemy, your belief. I mean, have you ever heard anything so fucking retarded in your life? Like, it's okay to put a bullet in an animal's head, cut it open, and rip its organs out, bleed it, and if you've got any problems with that, well, it's your belief. Your belief is big. It's your belief, and your belief is the problem. Wow. I don't trust this cunt at all. I don't trust him. He would eat you sooner than he would fucking look at you. Fucking unbelievable, mate. He's also bigging up the Dalai Lama, who's a fucking pedophile, a globalist, and a shill. So just be careful, people out there. Who is this? Open Your Reality, this podcast. Well, there you go. 133,000 subscribers on YouTube. How much truth are they bringing you? Oh, I eat mostly raw meat. 1 meal a day. Wow. I would love to have a conversation with these people. What do you say on this? You will reincarnate as an animal and have your fucking neck slit open and your blood drained out, yeah? And you will be eaten as food because you believe that's okay to do that now. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, mate. I'm not some angry vegan. Well, I am angry and I am mostly vegan. I'm vegetarian at the moment, but wow. People, these are so-called spiritual teachers, mate, with spiritual schools. They're telling you to fucking slaughter animals. It's fine. Otherwise you just have a belief, and your belief is getting in the way. And these are not enlightened people. That's what I put it to you. They're not enlightened people. In fact, right, this whole angry vegan thing, right, or vegetarian, it's quite a normal thing, I see, for meat eaters to be quite laid back, It's almost like this bloodlust has been satiated, right? They have rotting animals in their fucking, rotting corpses in their bodies, and that makes them quite placid. Makes them quite, why are you getting so angry? Because you've just murdered something, and you're murdering things every day. That's why I'm angry, you fucking moron. I'm calling red flags. I'm calling bullshit. On top of that, this guy's telling you, yes, imagine sitting on the moon and looking at the Earth spinning around. The Earth has never spun. It never will spin. It's never moved a fucking inch. It's a stationary plane of inertia. And these fucking idiots, this idiot, has been to a Buddhist monastery for 18 years, and he still doesn't know where he lives. Unfucking believable, people. Exposing these fucktards for what they are. A globalist, fucking pig-eating, carcass-crunching degenerate, passing himself off as some grand master, wolf in sheep's clothing. Disgusting, mate. Exposed. A true mystic. Interesting.